You guys know the drill, another month has gone by, so this is everything that I've added to my vinyl record collection. I've ordered a few records this month that will probably be here in the next few months. I'm still waiting on some other pre-orders that I ordered earlier this year. So there's not going to be a ton of vinyls this month. I have just a handful. That means I can kind of talk a little bit more about some of these albums that I have. So we're going to start off. Normally I end my videos with the Bob Dylan records because he's my favorite. This is, I think, my 12th record from him. 11th or 12th. I have a lot of them. I was supposed to, as you guys have probably heard in some of my videos, at the end of this month in my city there was a huge record fair. It was the Middle Tennessee State Record Fair or something like that, and I was supposed to go to that. I ended up getting a colonoscopy done the day after, and the prep before. There was no way I was going to make it. So the friend I was going to go with, I just told him, go get me a record or however many records you think I would like. He ended up only getting one, but obviously it's Bob Dylan, I'm gonna like it. This is his greatest hits. I haven't even opened it to look at the state of the record, but it has songs from Blonde, Highway 61, let's see, Bring It All Back Home, Another Side of Bob Dylan, The Times They Are A-Changin', Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, and the self-titled Bob Dylan album. So those are some pretty crazy albums there. I think I have almost all of those on vinyl record as well, but this is just a selection of all the greatest hits. And something unique about this specific album is it came with a poster. I don't know if you can really tell, but that's pretty cool. Thank you to Jensen. Shout out to Jensen. W. Jensen's in the chat. Now we're gonna get into some of the other records. I also got a couple of these with Jensen last week. I think we do go to the record store fairly, not all the time, but fairly often. It's always a good time. Next one, we have Tyler's new album, Don't Tap the Glass. I got this on a pre-order, or like before the album dropped. I think I ordered it 2 days before it came out, and I had it the day after this album dropped, which was crazy. It shipped really fast, surprisingly. A lot of stuff like this normally takes a while. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this album since I have the time. It's not a lot of albums to talk about. This has followed Chromacopia, which I also want to get that on vinyl. It's a little trickier to find that one. But this is the follow-up to that album, and even though this is supposed to be a very non-concept album, because Chromacopia is such a heavy, there's a lot of stuff going on in that. This one's supposed to be, just a lot more free, which it definitely is. It still had a really good concept to me. Every song, there's no skips on this. Every song's a banger. This is a great example of something, I bought the record way before that album even came out, and it definitely did not disappoint. Exact opposite of the Lil Wayne Carter 6 album. So I am very happy that I got this, because the resale value on this, not like I'm gonna sell it, but the resale is insane. But yeah, so Don't Tap the Glass. Currently, it's not my album of the year. I'm trying to decide at the end of the year. I'm for sure doing the Christian music album of top 50 albums of the year. But I kind of want to talk about other music, including hip hop, but also all genres, because I've listened to so much and I want to talk about it. So let me know if you guys want that at the end of the year, if you want me to go even past Christian music and just everything that I've listened to, because I'm definitely willing to do that. Next up, we have Goodbye and Good Riddance by Juice WRLD. This was one I got with Jensen in Franklin, Tennessee. This was the first time I had been in that record store in 10 years, and the unique thing about this, shout out to Luna Records in Franklin, every single record they have there is it's unopened, and even the used sections that they do have, it's mostly all brand new, but they do have a few sections where it's used. It's still in incredible condition, like albums that are from the 80s, 90s, very great condition. The only thing I would say is some of them are just about the price that you would pay online, but it's not a bad deal at all. It is a fire record store to find like a lot of really more new music, I would say. A ton of hip hop, a ton of indie pop that I listen to. What was the one that I saw there that I really wanted? They had Alex G there, which I've just started getting into his music, and they had a couple of his albums, and I was like, that is crazy that they have that, because I feel like that's kind of a unexpected find there. But yeah, we have Goodbye and Good Riddance by Juice WRLD. This is my second, technically, album that I have in my collection. I have one that's going to be here hopefully in August, which I will talk about next month if it comes. But this was the only other one outside of The Party Never Ends that I have in my collection. If it only felt right to get this one next. This is the album that blew Juice WRLD up. It has Lucid Dreams on it. Everyone knows that song, but listening back to this really brought me back to like senior year of high school for me. I was a huge Juice WRLD fan back then, and I still am today, but it's just sometimes hard to go back and listen to some of his music after him passing. But I'm very glad to have this on vinyl. The only downside to that specific record is the auto-tune on some of the songs it doesn't sound like it was mixed for vinyl, so you just got to know that going into it, that it's not going to sound like it does on Spotify necessarily on all the songs. On most of them it sounds fine, but there's a few songs that it did not sound right. The second record that I got with Jensen at Luna Records in Franklin is Under the Table and Dreaming by the Dave Matthews Band. This is one that I've wanted for a while. I re-listened to this album I think it was on my way to New Jersey on vacation, so late part of June, and I saw this bad boy in the record store, and I was like, it was on the higher end for pricing than I would normally pay for a record, but it's a double LP, and it's just non-stop bangers from the Dave Matthews Band. So yeah, I was happy to add this into the collection. I apologize about the glare on the records. Next up, I'm not sure what the vibes are on this album, but for me personally, it's one of my favorites from this band. We have Human by OneRepublic. They have other really, really good albums like Native. I forget what the other one is. It's got Marching On it. It's escaping my mind right now. But OneRepublic is kind of one of those, like, I don't always talk about them, but it's just non-stop bangers. Like, every single album that they have, it's like every song on this project, incredible. They have some of the singles right here: Rescue Me, Run, Lose Somebody. Incredible songs. The only one that's still a banger but not my favorite is Better Days. And then Didn't I is on here. It's another fire song. And then what was the other one on side B that I really like? Take It Out on Me. That is a banger song. If you're looking for some, like, I don't know what to describe this as. This is more of the super heavy pop side of their music. Some of their other stuff is still very catchy, but it's not as in-your-face pop music as this album. But I got this a couple days ago, so I was happy to add that to the collection. And then these last two records that I have came in today, so they are not sleeved or anything. I just opened them before this video. And in honor, I got the OneRepublic record and then this album that I'm going to show you next as my little coping mechanism with having to get my colonoscopy done this past week. So I have Restoration by Lecrae. I actually didn't even realize I didn't have this in my collection yet, but it's got John Legend, YK Osiris, Kirk Franklin, BJ the Chicago Kid, and other features on there, but those are some of my favorites. And he's also dropping an album soon, I think at the end of this month, at the end of August, not July. And if he has a vinyl for that, you know I'm copping. So I have most of the available Lecrae albums on vinyl. I'm sure there's a few out there that I don't have, but that was a nice add to the collection there. And then this last one is actually not even the official finished vinyl. I just wanted to show you guys because, you know, it just shows that I have it. And I will be getting the other one as well once it's fixed. But I have an unofficial vinyl from Come On Maddox. It's Forest, his debut album that I am featured on Diamond in the Rough. The only thing he said is the features aren't listed on the back here, so I think the cover is what is not official yet. I got this, so he said he's gonna get me the actual record when it does get fixed, and I'll do another video opening that one whenever that comes. But I was excited to get this. It's crazy that my voice is on a vinyl record. So shout out to Come On Maddox for this one. Again, I haven't opened it. It's got a nice black sleeve right there. I am interested in listening to that one just because I think it was through Elastic Stage or something like that, and I'm interested to see what the quality of sound is on that, just because that's a platform for like any artist out there that wants their music on vinyl, and I'm curious to see what the quality is, because the cover art itself has a nice, like, tough kind of cover. The package came really well secure. I wasn't worried about it getting damaged or anything. Like, it was super packed in there. So yeah, that is everything that I got in July for my vinyl record collection. I do this at the end of every month, so if you're interested in more vinyl videos, you can go back in the past and look at all my vinyl videos, and at the end of every month, there will be more of these. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Go be fruitful. Let's go.